Hello everyone, this is a video on why narcissists like to argue and what you can do about it. It might seem that the narcissist default setting is to cause an argument, manipulate and twist everything round onto you. Their ability to start an argument is incredible. If you don't know what they are, you'll probably think they could happily start an argument in an empty room. They are not interested in an empty room. They are reliant on others to give them praise and attention to make them feel better within themselves. If they cannot get positive attention, then they'll happily get negative, as just like positive attention, negative attention is still attention to them. They love seeing people's emotions, and that's what drives them to get more of any form of attention. They can easily cause an argument over anything, everything, and simply nothing, if they wish to do so. When they feel the attention is slipping away from them, they'll simply cause an argument, causing you to feel upset, frustration, anger and doubt, as they will manipulate it round to the fact that you caused the argument in the first place. You may not like how they think or agree with how they think, as people with emotions and empathy. Although we understand that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, and normal people can take on board other people's opinions, a narcissist can simply not do that. A narcissist is only interested in their own opinion. When you understand more of why they argue, you'll be able to do more about it to help yourself. You'll also find yourself less confused and start being able to think straight again. Believe in yourself, the dark cloud of the narcissist that you have left behind, and you will lift it. To provoke. They love to argue to provoke you, break your shell down and get emotional reactions from you. All they are after is your emotional response to the argument. If you give no reaction, be prepared for them to step it up. Stay strong and do not react. Remember, by reacting, you're giving them exactly what they want. By staying quiet, you're infuriating them. They are then trapped in their own paranoia, trying to work out ways to get you to react, as they should be your centre of attention. What the argument is about does not matter to the narcissist. It's just their need to make you angry, frustrated, tearful. So whatever you say back, they're not interested in the words, just the emotion from within those words. They're not actually listening to you. You're just wasting your breath whilst they get an emotional response from you. They will, of course, blame you for the argument because of your responses. By simply not responding, you are taking the ability away from them to argue, and that hurts the narcissist deeply. Therefore, you will get revenge and win the argument without doing anything wrong. You're just saving yourself a big argument. They also do it to close a wound. If the narcissist feels like they've been criticised by you, they'll happily start an argument, even if you didn't criticise them intentionally. They either give you the silent treatment, violence, or a massive argument to gain emotions from you and make themselves feel better. You can avoid this by not criticising them in the first place. Unfortunately, most of the time you haven't actually criticised them. They have just assumed with their own paranoia that you have. Again, don't respond, and if you feel the need to, make sure any response is short, to the point and emotionless. They will probably try harder, but if you stick to your own values and boundaries, they will leave the argument alone, although they may try another tactic to get a rise out of you. They like to argue to get control over you and all situations around them. They know you prefer living in peace. You just want a happy, stable and calm life. They know the only way you think you can achieve this, which you never can, as the more control they get, the more they raise the bar. The only way they believe that the only way you think you can achieve this, to stop arguments and walking on eggshells, is to give up more and more of yourself trying to please them, slowly giving them more and more control of your life and everything in it, just so they don't cause an argument with you. They don't want you going out with people, as this means your attention is not on them. It also means other people will get into your head and explain different opinions about the situations, and they only want you to have their opinion. You don't actually want to lose. The narcissist doesn't actually want to lose. you as their main emotional response to them, as this takes time and energy away from them finding someone new. If they feel they're losing control over you, they will find a replacement. They will want to isolate you from friends and family, sometimes to confuse you more. They'll not argue about what you actually want to do. They'll cause an argument about something entirely different to make you feel upset or frightened so that you no longer feel like you want to go out, slowly giving you anxiety. They might be more direct, make the argument about the thing you actually want to do. Anything to keep them in control and so that you give in to keep the peace. They cause arguments as a method of intimidation to keep control over you. By not responding, you are sending them a signal that this method of control is not effective. So carry on with your plans and do not react. They will use children in this as being late to pick up or drop off, not collecting children on pre-arranged days, asking to have them on days they've not got them, just to control your life. Set routine and boundaries and stick to them so that the children have stability and routine. Watch out, because if your children are old enough and they know your children's feelings are important to you, they will use the children to get at you. I was going to see you then instead, but your other parent wouldn't let me, is the kinds of things they will say. Just remind your children about routine and stability. They will grow to realise one day. Yes, normal people can swap and change plans around without mind games. Children can adapt to this. Sometimes stuff happens. But when the other parent is a narcissist constantly trying to alter, when they do and don't see them, it's just another method of manipulation to get to you. So stay strong, stick to the routine. If it helps you stick to the routine, remember the fact that you've not responded and you've stuck with the routine and the boundaries for the health, safety and well-being of your children. This will hurt the narcissist more. Self-worth. They argue with you to maintain that they are more powerful than you and to keep their superiority, to make you feel worthless. Narcissists don't have a sense of self-worth and get self-worth by gaining power over those around them any way they can, by keeping you down and believing and feeling that they are empowered, superior and better. They like to argue just to simply cause exhaustion. The narcissist's ability to argue is endless. While they are gaining emotional response from you, they simply keep going to drain you more and more, eventually, so you give in. Even giving in to things that the argument wasn't about, until you conform to what they want, they will start an argument again about anything and everything. By keeping an argument going, they are grinding you down and exhausting you. This method is great to them, making you less able to cope in day-to-day life, letting down your defences. You don't want to fight back and you do give in. This just helps the narcissist to manipulate you even more. Again, to help yourself in this, recognise why they are causing the argument and do not respond in any way. Stick to your rules, your boundaries for your own sanity and your own self-worth. During devaluation, they believe you do not know what they are, and during the relationship, they have slowly and carefully upped your emotional responses to them, so they know you cannot help yourself but to respond. Your own desire to get them to accept your version of events and your reality. You want them to see sense. They are not interested in any outcome, only your emotional response. So they can manipulate their power and authority over you. It is just trapping you into their minds and doing exactly what they want. Do not let them know you know what they are. Read all the information you can so you know how best to handle the situation and do not react. In any argument, do not try to have the last word, as the narcissist knows you'll do this because they know you feel like you've not been heard. And you're right, you haven't. They are just enjoying the emotional response and manipulation. Although you really want to respond and end the argument, don't. They are not interested in winning the argument. They just want to win your emotions. That's giving them the power. The best way to win an argument with a narcissist is simply not responding in any way, shape or form. Thank you for listening to this video. Please subscribe, because I'm hoping to get as much awareness as narcissism and help out there to all those that need it. Thank you.